Good morning, VKids, and welcome to another Sunday. It's great to have you join with us if you're in person, and it's great to have you join with us online as well. And good morning to you, Hamilton. How are you doing? Oh, what's going on? Right. Okay. Oh, I see. Hamilton was saying that his friends, he's getting a bit fed up because all his friends just say he's a small hedgehog and he can't do anything. But you know, Hamilton, the amazing thing we're learning about today is that God doesn't look at our outward appearances, he looks at the heart. So we're going to be learning a story, we're going to have a response time as well. But before we go into that, we need to go over to see what our challenge is for today. So let's go and find out.
Hello, VKids, and welcome to another challenge episode of Amanda
versus Fiona.
Today, we're going to be doing a game called Cup Hands, and we're going to be putting cups on our hands, and then we're going to be trying to stack a dice on top of another dice. It's deceptively difficult, and whoever gets the dice on top of the other dice first is the winner, and the loser gets a water balloon popped on their head.
Okay.
Are you ready for this,
right,
Fiona?
I'm ready. So we're stacking one dice over the other dice with cups in our hands.
That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
So, on your mark, get set, go. Wasn't that hard?
Yes!
Here's the thing. Folks, if you want to try this at home, you can. A little secret is this is the hard way. I kept trying to do it this way, but it's this way is the way that works.
Oh!
But I didn't figure that out until I figured it out. So if you try it at home, that's what you do.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Fiona, are you ready for this?
Oh no! Is it warm? Is it warm water?
No, it's not cold, but it's not warm.
Okay.
It's lukewarm.
Okay.
It's actually kind of difficult to do this to your friends, guys. So, Fiona, you're a real champion for doing this today. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ever gonna be ready?
No, I'm not. Okay. Okay.
Can you do this?
I can do it.
Okay, Fiona. We'll see you for next challenge on Amanda
versus Fiona. And now over to you, Granny Page Turner. Oh, hello. Who've we got there? That's not the VKids, is it? It's the VKids. Hello, dears. Granny Page Turner here. Do you remember the story from last week about Daniel and the lion's den? And there was a rather scary lion, wasn't there, here in the studio? Yes. Now, this week we're learning all about a man who became the king, but nobody really expected him to because he was a teeny weeny man. Okay, so we're going to look at that story together now. Here we go.
The teeny weeny true king. God's people had a new land. Now they wanted a king. But God is your king, Samuel told them. He is the one who looks after you best. But we want a real king, they said, one we can see. God knew that a king might not be kind to his people or look after them as well as he would. But God's people didn't care. They wanted a king, and they wanted him now. So God gave them a king. He was called Saul, and he seemed like a good king at first, but he became proud and stopped listening to God. He didn't obey God or love God with his whole heart. Saul can't help me with my plan. God said, I need a king who loves me and will teach my people to love me. I need a true king. God had just the one in mind. Go to Bethlehem, God told Samuel. You'll find the new king there. Samuel's job was to listen to God and tell people what God said. So Samuel went to the little town of Bethlehem. God told Samuel to go to Jesse's house. God was going to choose one of Jesse's sons to be the new king. Jesse had 7 strong sons. Now, in those days, if you were going to be the king, you didn't have to be the richest or the cleverest, although that was always nice. You had to look like a king, which meant you had to be the tallest and the strongest, so you could carry the longest swords and biggest armour and defeat everyone. And it didn't hurt to be handsome either. Samuel asked Jesse to bring him each son in turn. So Jesse brought the oldest, tallest, strongest son. Oh, well, this must be the new king, Samuel thought. He looks like a king. But God didn't choose him. You're thinking about what he looks like on the outside, God told Samuel. But I'm looking at his heart, what he's like on the inside. So Jesse showed Samuel his next oldest, tallest, strongest son. But God didn't choose him either. In fact, God didn't choose any of the 7 sons. Samuel said, Is that all? Jesse laughed. Oh, well, there's the youngest one, but he's just the weakling of the family. He's only teeny. Bring him, said Samuel. Jesse's youngest son came running up, and God spoke quietly to Samuel. This is the one. His name was David. He has a heart like mine, God said. It is full of love. He will help me with my secret rescue plan. And one of his children's children's children will be the king. And that king will rule the world forever. Samuel anointed David's head with oil, which was a special way to show that you are God's chosen king. You will be the new king one day, Samuel told him. And sure enough, when he grew up, David became king. God chose David to be king because God was getting his people ready for an even greater king who was coming. Once again, God would say, Go to Bethlehem. You'll find the new king there. And there, one starry night in Bethlehem, in the town of David, 3 wise men would find him.
See, Hamilton, wasn't it amazing that in that story David was chosen to be the king even though he wasn't the biggest or the strongest? And now we're going to go over to Professor Bonkers to find out a bit more about what that story might mean for us. So over to you, Professor Bonkers. Good morning, everyone. Professor IB Bonkers here with you another VKids Sunday. It's great to be with you. You might have noticed I've got an assistant with me. What's your name?
Jensen.
Jensen! It's Jensen, everyone. It's great to have you with us, Jensen. Got it on your badge, or can we see? There, just to prove it, it's Jensen. Great. Now, what an amazing story about how it was David who was chosen to be the king. That was so unexpected, wasn't it? But unexpected things can happen, can't they, Jensen, sometimes? And we are going to do, you guessed it, an experiment to look at some things that might be a bit unexpected. So, Jensen, are you ready? Yeah? All right, here we go. So what we're going to do first, Jensen, let's put your goggles on. Yeah, I might have to put mine on as well, but does it make my hair look a bit of a mess?
Yes.
Yeah, my hair looks a bit of a mess all the time. Oh, do you make my glasses? I can't see. Oh dear, hang on. We need them for safety. Safety first, everyone. There you go, right. Put my glasses on. Right, Jensen, what we're going to do first is I'm going to need you to pour this, a little bit of this into each of these jars. So let's do that. Yeah, that's it. Bit more. Bit more. Yeah, bit more. Yeah. All right, do you want to do it into this one as well? That's it. Yeah, pour it in. Yeah, perfect. Right, now, I'm just going to do these second two, but while I'm doing that, would you like to choose some food colouring to pop into some of these jars? We're going to put the food colouring in, everyone, so that we're going to have some fun colours. Oh dear. There you go. Yeah, put a big dollop in, that's it. Great. Yeah. Yeah, squeeze it all out, Jensen. Don't want to have any left, do we? So we're just putting a few things in, which maybe don't look like they're going to be anything. So what else are we going to do, Jensen? I'm going to pour a bit of this into each of these cups, and then you can stir it around with these. That's it. Ooh. Yeah. Keep stirring. Stir it around, that's it, yeah.
It smells a little bad.
It smells horrible, doesn't it? Okay, now the next thing, we've got some soap here, haven't we? So, I want you, Jensen, to put a little bit of, just a blob of soap into each of these ones, and I'm just going to stir these a little bit more while you're putting the soap. Just a blob, that's it. Oh, my glasses can't see anything. Not my glasses on. Oh, that's enough, yeah. Yeah, put a squirt in each of the other ones, yeah, a little squirt. Yeah, and that's enough, yeah. Another squirt, yeah. That'll do it, and then that one. Perfect! Alrighty, now we're going to, what I'd like you to do, Jensen, just stir these a little bit more. I'd like you to just swish these around a little bit, just so we can swish everything we've got in there together. This might just look like we've just got little bits of different liquid in there, doesn't it? It might be nothing. But then we're going to add what we've got in here, which is a bit of yeast and warm water, and we're going to see if anything different happens. Should we try it, Jensen? See if anything happens. Look at this one, it's fizzing up. What's happening to yours? Eee, should we put the last ones in? Look at that one. Pour it all in, Jensen. Ah! What's happened to it all?
It's foamy.
It's foamy, it's all fizzing over, isn't it? It's making really nice colours on there. What does it feel like?
Just like nothing. It's
Like
just
nothing, yeah, it's all foamy, isn't it? So what you can see happen there was, it just looked like a little bit of colouring in some little jars, and then we added something to it and it exploded. And this is a bit like when we had Jesus in our lives, isn't it, Jensen? We might not know, we might not think that we're anything to offer, like David, he was the smallest, wasn't he? But then we can add Jesus to our lives and you never know, it just explodes, doesn't it? Amazing. What are you going to do with those hands, Jensen?
Yeah, I think I'll wash them.
I think you need to wash them as well. But until next time, we'll see you soon. Is there anything you want to say, Jensen, to everybody at home? Do you want to do the sign off?
No.
No. All right, so you saw it here first, this amazing experiment. Thank you, Jensen, for joining us, and we'll see you all again soon. All right, bye. Thank you for that, Professor Bonkers. And now it's time to go over to Hamilton's house for our memory verse. So let's see what the memory verse is for today. Hello, my friends. It's memory verse time. And today's verse comes from 1 Samuel, and it's 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. And it says, "People look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart." It's just like in our story. David was chosen to be king because God saw so much love in his heart that he didn't matter if he was the smallest. And it's the same with us. Most people decide things about us by what we look like, but only God can really see what's going on in our hearts. So until next time, Thank you for that memory verse, Hamilton. But that must mean that now it's time to go into our worship. So I'm really excited to worship with you all. But first of all, we need to, yes, that's right, we need to go to Australia to Jenny Jogs a Lot for our worship warm-up. Are you there, Jenny? Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and... Oh, hey guys, Jenny Jogs a Lot here, just out here in Melbourne, Australia, doing some really serious and important exercises. We're going to go into our worship now. I'm really excited. We're going to do the one called Alive, which is about how Jesus is alive in us. Now, we've not done this one for a while, so we might need to go through some of the actions. Do you remember it goes round the circle like this? You are alive in us. And then my favourite bit, nothing can take your place. And we put our arms out to the side, don't we? Amazing. But before we go into our worship together, we need to be nice and warmed up. So we're going to do our punches from side to side, okay? But make sure, as always, you're not standing too close to anyone else that you're going to punch them in the head. We don't want any injuries, okay? So we're going to do our punches for 10 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing job, you guys. Let's all worship together. Well, we have come to the end of our VKids for today, but I have had so much fun learning all about how God looks at our heart and how He sees us. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye!